there. Oh, that's me, Sarah Killerly. I was an actress and radio presenter living in Dubai, so I talk a lot for a living. And this is my fiancé, Martin Leahy. He's a photographer and cameraman. He's cute, huh? One of those strong, silent types, so don't expect him to say very much. We're big on traveling and got a little stir-crazy living in one place, so we sold all our belongings and packed up our lives into a bright yellow Nissan we called Roxy and decided to drive from the UAE all the way to Cape Town down the east coast of Africa. Our route takes us to the nesting grounds of turtles in Oman, dolphins in Djibouti, the rock-hewn churches of Ethiopia, Samburu warriors in Kenya, giant tortoises in Zanzibar, drumming circles in Malawi, Civil War artists in Mozambique, crocodile farms in Zimbabwe, and ostrich riding in South Africa. It's just the two of us. There is no support crew, which sometimes gets us into sticky situations. Flat tires, malaria, bandits, you know, the usual. But hey, everything kind of works out fine in the end. These are some of our adventures. Welcome to Arabia to Africa. From Vilanculos in Mozambique, we headed inland over some terrible stretches of road. Mozambique has been fixing the same pothole for 5 years. To the mighty Victoria Falls in Zimbabwe. This World Heritage Site is 108 metres high and over 1,700 metres wide, making it the largest sheet of falling water in the world. It's one of the 7 natural wonders of the world, along with the Grand Canyon and the Great Barrier Reef. In the wet season, the Victoria Falls becomes so strong, the flood of water over the edge, that the mist that comes up is like a downpour. So they rent out these raincoats so that as you come and see the falls, you don't get your clothes absolutely drenched. I think it looks very sexy. David Livingstone, the first European explorer to discover the falls in the mid-1800s and name them after his queen, Victoria, said they were a sight so lovely they must have been gazed upon by angels in their flight. So we decided to test this theory and took to the skies. It's gonna be cool! The locals call the falls Mosi Otunya, or the smoke that thunders, because in the wet season, the mist rising off the falls can travel as high as 600 meters and be seen from 50 kilometers away, looking and sounding like a giant wall of thundering smoke. But sightseeing isn't the only thing to do in Victoria Falls. If you're an adrenaline junkie, there's whitewater rafting down the Zambezi River, kayaking, abseiling, or if you're insane like Martin, you can throw yourself off the Victoria Falls Bridge. In an ancient ritual Livingstone would have called madness. The locals call it bungee jumping. I'm a scaredy cat, so chose a more leisurely, closer to the ground activity. I know what you're thinking. Riding a 4-metre-tall, 3,500 kg land mammal with tusks isn't exactly a safer option, but it's a great way to get up close and personal to the Zimbabwean wildlife, disguised as an elephant. Wild Horizons in Zimbabwe has rescued these orphaned elephants from poachers' snares or found them in severe distress from injuries from landmines or traps. The guides lovingly fix them up and tame them over a period of 7 years to allow tourists onto their backs to get a closer view of the animals in the game park. We're riding on Emily right now, and she's a mother of 2 and a really docile, kind of cool elephant. But we're at the back of the group and everyone keeps getting held up by us because we've got the little babies following us around as well. And they're not quite as disciplined as the older ones. Marvelous. Zimbabwe is famous for exporting top-quality crocodile leather for handbags and belts. Oh, don't worry, they don't waste any of the croc. The eggshells and teeth are sold as curios, and the meat is sold in high-class exotic restaurants. Tastes a little bit like fish. We went to visit the largest croc farm in Vic Falls. Unfortunately, we got landed with the world's most boring guide. This is Jackson. Bless him, he's probably done this tour a million times, and we caught him on an off day. Luckily, the crocodiles were interesting enough, so no worries. This is one of the female enclosures where they keep the harem. So this harem is preserved for one male croc. We were just talking to Jackson, if you fell in here, you'd be dead in about 2 seconds. That's an albino crocodile. They're especially rare, and the leather sells for ridiculous prices. They're very difficult to breed. Even if both parents are albino, they often end up having normal croc kids. Here's the mummy and daddy. Talk about racial segregation. So it can jump over its own body length. So that croc can jump 4 meters. And how far above the water are we? About 4 meters. That's great. For some reason, the croc farm also had a couple of resident old mangy lions. We're guessing it was to keep folks amused when they got bored of looking at crocs. You know those YouTube videos with the stupid tourist and the wild animal? Yeah, don't try this at home. Martin wasn't interested in the crocs, or elephants, or lions. His attention was focused on bugs. That's right, bugs. So, for your viewing pleasure, here are Martin's favourite clips of bugs. What a weirdo. A typical thing to do as a tourist in Vic Falls is a sunset cruise on the Zambezi River, so we felt it was important to experience. That, and the fact that the drinks and food are free. There's a pod of hippos to our side over here, which I'm a little bit worried about because if you venture into their territory, they like to bump the bottom of your boat. Thankfully, we're in a 2-story vessel, so I think we're okay. I hope. Decided to end our stay in Victoria Falls with a traditional Zimbabwean meal at the boma, or place of eating in Zimbabwean. Some of the food and drink choices aren't to everyone's tastes, but it's worth a try.
And with me here, this is a traditional welcome drink. We call this chibuku. It's made of sorghum, wheat and maize, and it's let fermented for 7 days. So it's got 3% alcohol content.
3%?
Oh, yeah.
So like a beer?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
The secret, guys, this is an opaque beer. So you have to shake it before you have it, and you just down it once as a shooter.
One time?
Oh yeah. Right. Ah, it's nice, right?
Eish. It tastes like milk and vodka together with porridge. Traditionally in Zimbabwe, all food is eaten by hand, so ritual hand washing takes place before each meal. Men are always served first as a sign of respect. Hello? This is a mapaniwa. It's considered a delicacy throughout Zimbabwe. It's basically just a big caterpillar that they deep fry. Kind of tastes like mustard and peanut butter. Not my favorite thing. But I ate a worm, so yeah, I tried.